Hey, what was with the, when we caught up to you guys? What happened? What happened?
That's right, there's some drama.
Caught you guys.
Stay tuned to hear some bickering.
Alright, let's go!
Counterclockwise, Seward. Don't really like this direction too much. But the good thing is tonight we had a big team with lots of strong riders, including the WSBA Crit Champion Scout. So again, the goal for tonight is to use our large team to be much more active, initiate attacks, to force other people to chase us down. And usually every week, Fount does a great job of disrupting our tactics. But tonight, the Fount women are actually at Joe Martin stage race. So let's see how we can do when they're not here.
Get him at the top of the hill.
Yeah, so that's solo Taco Time rider. There's no point in chasing him down yet. He's not going to get far away by himself. We're just going to keep him in sight and just slowly chip away at him. Alright, so I see Taco Time coming up on the right. So rather than get swarmed by them, I decided to attack here and bridge up to Ryan. So I still don't really want to be on the front, but we're going so slow that it's all kind of bunching up right behind me. And the only thing worse than being on the front is being stuck in that pack. And this is the part where I normally get swarmed and then get stuck on the back of the pack. But my coach Ben watched my recap last week, and his advice was to race this course the exact opposite way that I normally do. So on the hairpin turn, if I lose a wheel in front of me, I'm not going to put that much of an effort to try to close that gap. I know on the descent, I'm going to be able to catch back up to him. And then normally I like to keep that momentum going and initiate an attack at the bottom of the descent. But what ends up happening is I ended up fading as it comes into the climb and I get swarmed. So rather than initiating an attack at the bottom of the hill, I'm just going to coast, save my energy for the climb. And that's where I spend my power. So in the black kit in front of me, that's David, he's on the team. And I see Luis on the right side of the course up front. And I know these two are strong. They can take control of the race, and I can recover for a bit. So I can see it starting to get stretched out a bit at the halfway point of the climb. And because I've been conserving energy in the first half of the course, I've got something left to move up to a good position before the hairpin. Yep, and look what happened. A little bit of a gap formed, and if I didn't make that move at the top of the climb, I would have been chasing on this descent, only to tire myself out right before we start the climb again. Remember that solo rider is about to get caught, so when you catch somebody, you counter. But again, I don't want to tire myself out halfway up the climb and get swarmed, so before the climb I make sure I slot in and let somebody else control the pace. So it's a preem lap and I'm expecting these people up front to go for it. I'm not expecting though Kurt from Fount to launch an attack now. And it kind of breaks this group up and forces me to chase on the part of the course that I actually want to be trying to save energy. Taco Time drops off, which just makes the chase even harder. So here I am in no man's land, and I'm trying to close this gap before we start that climb. So I know by this point, that front group is sprinting for the preem, and they're only getting further away. So I can't do this on my own, and I realize I got a strong team behind me, so I drift back, try to get some more help. Now Scout's doing the same thing I did. He's trying to bridge up to that break by himself. I can't help him out right now. I'm still recovering. But luckily, Taylor sees what's going on, and he moves up. And this is how we should be chasing down breaks. We got me, Scout, and Taylor up front rotating, and we have the help of another team, in this case Audi. And again, Taylor's doing a great job of seeing a gap and trying to fill it. So at the bottom of this descent, we catch sight of the break, which has got 2 Fount riders in it. And part of our strategy was to just keep Fount breaks within sight. There's no need to spend energy closing them down because their sprinter Mario is just taking it easy behind our wheels, ready to attack at the end of the race.
We're not going anywhere, we're good. Exactly. They're trying to tire us out. Mario's just sitting back. Yeah. Just keeping this distance. I don't care about that.
And that's Mario doing a great job trying to trick us into chasing that break.
Yeah. What's that? Yeah, if we can get to the front.
Alright, so that's Bill behind me. He's asking if we should chase. And I say if we can get to the front, yeah. Me, him, Scout, Taylor. That's a nice chase group. And then I see David coming up on the left again in black. So we move up. And that's even Eric behind Bill. So we almost have the full team up there to initiate a chase. Alright, we got me, Bill, and David at the front. This is what I've been wanting to do this whole season. Use 3 people to chase down breaks.
Wait for a few others, we gotta stick together.
So Bill and David are at the front now, and again, we need more than 2 people. So I try to get Scout to come with me to the front and help him out.
Hey, they can't move out of the front, Scout.
So Bill's been on the front for a long time, and we're not making any progress on that break. So it's time for him to get off.
Hey, get Bill at the front.
If this race comes down to a sprint, Bill's our best chance, so we need him well rested. He doesn't need to be chasing right now.
Bill, yeah. We're not closing the gap. Don't tire yourself out. Let some other teams do it. We got numbers. Yeah, but look what happens when you get off.
Yeah, Bill, when people see you on the front, they assume you are closing the gap and they're going to let you work. But once you get off the front, then they start panicking and someone else realizes that they have to chase. And now you can recover while other teams reduce this gap. So it looks like a little chase group broke off, and I need to be in that. So coming on the left is a guy in white, and I saw him try to bridge before, and he's fast, so I want to follow him. And that's Ryan from Taco Time behind me. I didn't realize how long he had to bridge just by himself. So he was active at the beginning of the race. I know he's hurting now. And look at that, another gap formed, and he has to close it. Oh man, this is just painful. Ryan has done so much work this race by himself. And he loses this wheel. And I gotta get around him. So the brakes coming up fast. And there's a tendency for both the chase group and the brake to slow down when this happens. The brake sees the chase coming and they lose a little bit of steam thinking that someone's about to counter. And the chase group slows because once they latch onto that brake, they think that the work's over. And I don't want us to fall apart right as we enter the climb. So I try to keep us together.
All right, let's keep rotating. Try to get caught out.
But obviously there's some confusion.
Kill the brake. Fucking go. What the fuck are you talking about? Not you, man. Everyone.
Alright guys, don't forget, this is an unsanctioned amateur race. The stakes can't be any lower. We're out here to have fun. So now we just spend some time doing turns, and over the next few laps, this brake just gets whittled down to fewer and fewer people. Alright, this is a preem lap, and I know this group of people I'm in, there's lots of strong people who are pretty aggressive, so I know they're going to go for the supreme, so I just got to hang on to it and make sure I stick with this brake. Alright, and say bye to Ryan. He's done. And this is the final break for the race. Just us four now. And that's Derek reminding me that I shouldn't be pulling two fountain riders around. I'm glad he told me this because in the heat of the moment I kind of forgot about this. I'm just so focused on making sure that this break lasts. I'm kind of forgetting to plan for the end of the race. So I sense that we're slowing down now, and it's about to be my turn to take a pull, so I decide to launch an attack now. But it turns out it's not really a good spot because of that hairpin. I'm going to have to grab brake pretty quickly after, and they're able to catch back up to me. So my next plan is to attack at the start of the climb. But it looks like everyone's got the exact same plan. I don't know, maybe if I didn't do that attack earlier in this lap, I might have been able to hang on. And to make it even worse, I think Kurt was sweeping, because he turns around and he sees that he's got a gap, so he spins it up again. I'm sure if I could have stayed on that wheel, I could have at least passed him for third. But fourth is my best result in the 6 p.m. race, so I'm still happy with that. And the team did a great job being really active, covering all the big moves in the race. And it also helps that the Fount women are out of town, traveling for a stage race. So I think I'm going to donate to their GoFundMe campaign. I think they should be traveling to races out of town every Thursday night.
Nice work, fellas.